What if I told you that America's beloved Wonder Woman once shocked everyone with photos no one expected? Some people gasped, some laughed, and others just did not know what to say. You have heard of superheroes, but what happens when a real-life one makes a bold move the world cannot forget? Stay with us, because the full story behind Lynda Carter's topless photos is not what you think. And trust me, you will want to see how this ends. Before the world saw Gal Gadot in the golden armor, there was Lynda Carter, the original Wonder Woman from the 1970s. She was not just an actress, she was a national icon. Millions of people watched her every week fight crime, save lives, and spin into her famous costume. She was strong, smart, kind, and had a voice that made people stop and listen. And it was not just children watching. Adults admired her too. Not just for her looks, but for the way she carried herself. But not everything in her life was a fairy tale. In the late 1970s, something surprising happened. Photos of Lynda, without her top, started spreading in magazines and newspapers. People could not believe it. Some thought, was this real? Others said, why would she do this? The truth is these were not photos she planned to share with the world. So how did they even get out? Well, here is the twist. Lynda Carter was only in her early 20s when she took those photos. It was before she became famous. At the time, she was just trying to make it, like many young people chasing dreams. She did not have much money. Someone offered her a modeling job. She was told the photos were just for private use, never to be shared. But after she became famous as Wonder Woman, the people who owned the photos decided to sell them. Without her permission. That is right. Those topless photos were leaked against her will. Lynda was hurt. Not just because of the photos, but because of how people reacted. Some laughed. Some judged. But most did not ask how she felt. In one interview she said, "I was young and broke. They took advantage of me." She did not make excuses. She did not hide. Instead, she stood tall, and she moved on. She kept acting, kept speaking, and never let those photos define her. That is what made her a real-life Wonder Woman. Even though she asked people to respect her privacy, the media did not stop. Magazines printed the photos. Tabloids ran headlines like, "Wonder Woman exposed." Some people said it ruined her image. But others, they stood by her. Fans wrote letters. They said, "You are still our hero." And guess what? She never let the photos control her career. In fact, she used her voice to warn others. She told young girls to be careful, to think twice before trusting people in power. Lynda Carter did not disappear. She continued to shine, on television, in movies, and in music. Yes, music. She is also a great singer. She raised a family, stood up for women's rights, and even appeared in the new Wonder Woman movies. And every time someone asked about those photos, she answered with honesty, never shame. That is powerful. So here is the big truth. Those photos, they were real. But they do not define Lynda Carter. They do not tell her whole story. They were a mistake from a tough time, and they were stolen. What matters more is what she did after. She did not hide. She did not run. She stood up, spoke the truth, and kept being a role model. In a world where people are judged so quickly, Lynda Carter reminds us that one mistake does not erase who you are. You can still be strong. You can still be kind. You can still be a hero. Just like Wonder Woman. If you made it this far, you now know the real story. Now it is your turn to tell us, what do you think of how Lynda handled everything? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you think real heroes are more than just costumes and powers, hit that like button and subscribe. Because this is just one story. There are more. Thank you for watching.